What's going on, faithful? It's your boy Mike from the Nothing But Diners crew. And guys, we are here. It is day 4 of March Madness at midnight, man. And I am sticking to this thing, man. I'm happy. I'm proud of myself, man. I am having a lot of fun this year. And you guys have done a phenomenal job at keeping the questions coming. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into tonight's episode. I think I saw some preloaded questions in here. It might not be a whole lot of them, but we're going to get through them. Okay. 15 minutes and the floor is yours. You guys, if you are new to this, please tell me if you guys enjoy this content. This page is called Nothing But Niners. We mainly discuss the 49ers, the San Francisco 49ers all year long. But this time of year, March Madness in particular, anything you want to ask is not off limits. Let's get personal. Let's get tricky. Let's get funky one time, So let's have some fun, guys. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and get this thing started right now. We're going to drop a bomb for the first one here. Mark in the building. This is OG Big Mike. Thoughts on Arizona releasing Kyler? Let's start there. I think that Kyler Murray got a bad rep. I do think that he has some faults for sure. So let me not make it sound like this guy, should have stayed or whatever. But if a guy has attitude, if a guy shows that he can't be a leader, if a guy shows a lack of commitment to the craft, then you have to walk away from him. You have to walk away from him. I'm not inside that building, so I can't pretend to tell you. I've seen evidence of both. I've seen evidence of him being a hard worker. I've also seen evidence of him slacking at times. And everything that I'm talking about is play and production on the field. So I don't want you to think that I'm saying this because of only when I see him playing versus the Niners or anything like that. I'm talking about what I've seen on the field from different games. Okay. So, if they felt like it was best for them to move on, then so be it. All right. He says, in the event of a Mac Jones trade, what are your thoughts on Curtis Warwick as QB2? Well, I'll tell you what, man, I watched this kid just a little bit, didn't see a whole lot of him, and it was enough to get me excited. Right. But here's my take on the QB2 position. If QB2 is really, really, really important to you, you've got bigger problems. The Niners try to sell us on that the offensive line isn't that big of a deal. It's not a huge issue. And if that is true, you got to put your money where your mouth is and move on from Mac Jones. Take a second or first round pick because that's what you're going to get for him. If you don't trade him, he's going to get a third round for you next year. So that means that it's going to be at least a second round pick. That's just how it's going to be. So with that being said, they got to go ahead and move on and bring in elevate Curtis Warwick. That's fine. The kid was a rookie last year, didn't do anything. They tried to dress him at the end of the season, not much out of him or anything like that. But, someone who's getting to learn the playbook, right? I don't have any real thoughts on him until I see him more on the field. I don't have anything against him. I'm just also not pounding the table saying that's the guy I want to see out there. I'm not doing that either. All right. Is there a vet QB you'd like to see San Francisco sign to rehab behind Purdy? Again, not really. There's a lot of people out there who, I don't want to jump onto that yet. There's some people out there who are saying maybe Zach Wilson. There are people out there who are talking about, what should the Niners look at Kyler Murray? Like let's pump the brakes here. Kyler Murray is going to get Russell Wilson type money right now. When they let him go, he's going to be Kyler Murray might be the reason why Mac Jones doesn't get traded to Oakland or Las Vegas. Sorry. I have a really bad problem with calling them the Oakland Raiders still. And I don't know why. I have no idea why I continue to call them that. But it is what it is, So that's where I am right now. There's not one guy in particular that I'm looking forward to. Let me see here. Let me see who's a free agent right now. They have Malik Willis, Daniel Jones, Kirk Cousins, Marcus Mariota, Jimmy Garoppolo, Joe Flacco, Tyrod Taylor, Gardner Minshew. I'm not really. None of these guys are like jumping off the page at me. Aaron Rodgers, Kyler Murray, once he gets released. I mean, yeah, no. No. None of these guys am I saying bring in to be the backup. I'm not pounding the table for them. I wouldn't be opposed to some of these guys, but there's nobody that I'm looking forward to the Niners signing to fix up and, readjust their market. Would you be against trading Mac to Arizona if they offered the best picks? That's a really good question, right? And if I got to be completely honest with you. No. If they blew the Niners' minds and said, hey guys, look, we'll give you a first round pick and we'll give you our center, backup center, anything like something that's going to help the Niners, right? If they came in with the best offer, you got to send them within the division. You got to send them within the conference, in the division. That's fine. I mean, look where Sam Jones ended up. He won a Super Bowl here, right? Could the same thing happen with Mac Jones? Sure, possibly, right? But if you believe in Brock Purdy as much as you say you do, you have to start acting like it. You can't keep hiding these guys. Jimmy Garoppolo leaves the Niners. Where is he? Well, what was he? Right? I think he's going to be a free agent now, but he was with the Rams. Right? Sam Darnold leaves the Niners. Where is he? He's at the Seattle Seahawks. Right? Mac Jones going to Arizona. I mean, it's just now we're completing all the team's rosters. That's fine. I'm not afraid of it though. So that's my take on it. I don't know. Hot take, maybe, I don't know. But send them within the division. I don't care if that's where you're going to get the best one. That's where you should go for it. This is a really good question though, right here. Should San Francisco look outside for the next tight end coach instead of another in-house promotion? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Anybody who's been associated with these tight end positions should not still be here. We get no production from any tight end. I understand. Oh, well, you saw what has happened this year, Mike. You saw what Luke Farrell did. I get that, right? But Luke got forced to play due to necessity. Everybody else was hurt or not producing at all. It wasn't about developing anybody. It was just, okay, well, that guy's not good. Well, that guy's not good. Well, that guy's hurt. Let's put this guy. Oh, shit, he caught a touchdown pass. Oh, shit, he caught 2 more touchdown passes. Maybe he's a guy. Right? That's not showing me development. That's showing me that this team consistently just keeps throwing bodies at a problem. That's a clear reflection on coaching. There should be a bar. There should be a standard. There should be a minimum that these coaches can get out of every player. That's what the coach brings to the table. I don't see it. The in-house promotion does not excite me at all. I think it's trash. I'm going to give him a boo right now. I don't like it. Not a fan. And I love that you asked that about the tight end coach. It's not just that position. There's other position coaches that they need to completely get rid of and stop promoting these guys from within. You know, it just screams something to me that no one wants to hear. I won't get into it right now. I'm sure it'll come up later on this month, this year, whatever. All right. With the reports of Minnesota looking to move edge Greenard for cap relief, should the Niners make the call? I feel he'll be cheaper to acquire than Crosby and cost less per year than Hendrickson. It's possible. So here's the thing, right? The guy was injured last year. He didn't play a lot of the games. But the year before that, he did have like 12 and a half sacks. This guy, everything that they said positive about Huff is how I feel about him. Now, I haven't watched him enough, right? But everyone, when they heard about signing Huff, it was like, oh my God, he had 10 sacks that year. He was with Robert Saleh. Bring him back home and let him do his thing. And they look for the sacks totals that 1 year. Myself, I'm saying me, right? I don't know. I don't know. Now, do I think it'll be cheaper than Crosby and Henderson? Yeah, I do. But he's carrying a $19 million tag. Those two guys are going to get more than $19 million a year for sure. But at $19 million a year, I don't know if I'm bringing him in, and he's coming off of an injury. I don't know. I just don't know, man. I don't know. I wouldn't be disappointed, right? The Niners have done this with that position all whole 10-year year, all 7, 8, 9 years going on 10 now, right? Like this is what they've done. They just keep throwing bodies at that position. Someone's going to end up working, and you know what they're going to say? See, I told you we get it right. I told you we get it right. Oh, you guys didn't believe me. You guys didn't believe me. No, like, stop it. Like, please. Like, you guys just kept throwing shit at the same, but just body after body after body. Eventually, someone's going to work. Someone's going to make you look like you did the right thing, right? You remember the Kerry Hyder thing? Like, you guys remember that? Like, oh, Kerry Hyder's the one. Let him go, come back. Oh, he's not the one. Like just invest something real in the position. Like, enough reclamation projects already. Like, let's fix the problem for real. Now you starting to get me upset, Mark. Not you, but now you got me like, I'm a grumpy old man. All right. Not sure you've given your take on the guy, but are you for or against San Francisco throwing the bag at wide receiver Alec Pierce? I haven't said either way. I know that he's going to be a popular name, right now. And he might be one of the top wide receivers on the free agent market. He could do some things here in the system that we didn't get to see him do in Indy. Kyle getting him the ball in space could be very exciting. He's a faster guy than what he looks like. He's not. Don't expect him to come in and be like a Jawan Jennings or even a Kendrick Bourne, like that physical, like at the point of contact type of guy. He's not going to be that. But you get him the ball in space and then get him a running lane also, and he's going to take off. So he would be an upgrade. He would definitely be an upgrade over what we currently have. And that includes, in my opinion, Pearsall. Sorry, not sorry. I don't think we have a good wide receiver on this roster right now. Until I see it, I don't know. There's not a single wide receiver on this roster that I'm like, yeah, that guy's good. I see guys who, due to injuries, due to rotation, get some production, but none of these guys are like game changers. None of these guys are, and you don't have to be a game changer, right? I don't even think any of these guys are necessarily role players. Like, what does Pearsall do well? And you ask some people, they say, man, he runs really, really, really good routes. And then there's other people who say he gets no separation. Well, which one is it? Can you run really good routes and not get good separation? Because if you think choppy feet means a good route, sometimes you can be too choppy with the feet. In fact, that was one of the critiques that we heard about Pearsall, and Brock Purdy said he had to work with him, and he improved on that at the end of his rookie season. I remember that conversation. Choppy feet does not always mean good route runner, but I digress. All right, here we go. In hindsight, Uke circles shenanigans after the Super Bowl loss a sign of what was to come? No, I don't think so. I think something else completely different happened, because after the Super Bowl, he had the option of not signing an extension, and he did it. So no, I don't correlate the two. Not to make an excuse for him. So why were his feelings of not wanting to play in Cleveland, New England taken into consideration when deciding where he wanted to be traded? Does Kyle regret stepping in at the last second and stopping the trade? Why were his feelings of not wanting to play taken into consideration? Yeah, I don't know. If you're going to move on from a player, why do you give a shit? Like, take the best offer that you can get for them. Why do you care where they want to play? The fact of them not wanting to play here is all I need to know. I could care less where you end up. If you tell me you want to go somewhere and I get a good offer for you, kick rocks. I'm going to do what's best for the team. This could come back to bite them in the ass now twice. Did the same stupid thing with Navarro Bowman. All right, anyways. Hey, Mike, busy. I'm streaming tonight. That's good, man. You got to post that link, bro. Come on. I'll watch later. But what would it take you think for the Niners to grab Crosby? Okay, what do you think it would take for the Niners to grab Crosby? Or you think we ought to go after Walker? Seems Seahawks don't want him. All right. I think that if we trade Mac Jones to the Raiders, we can get Crosby. Period. I know that sounds crazy, right? But you got a guy who doesn't want to be there, supposedly, coming off of an injury, and he is good. He's very good. All right. But he's a defensive player, and he's not going to put points on the board, and you're not going to put points on the board without a quarterback. I do think that Mac Jones has a higher value than Max Crosby. Ask a team that needs a quarterback which one they prefer. That's it. That's all. And I'm staying away from Walker, but that could be my Seahawk bias. Danny says here, what's your expectations on Williams, the first-round pick from last season? Do you think he can play edge or inside? So I think that Williams is more of an inside guy who can play edge. Think of him as your version of not DeForest Buckner, Eric Armstead. That's how I look at him. I think that if he's going to play on the edge, you shouldn't expect him to be a pass rusher. Expect him to set the edge. All right. And that's very, very different than an edge guy rushing the quarterback. But I think he's going to be good. I do think the Niners got a really, really good player in him. I do. Do you think the Niners will sign a big free agent in free agency? I don't know that there's a big one out there for them to sign, right? If you just look at the list, like what's the sign that you're going to be like, oh my God, we won free agency, right? That name's not out there this year. It's not out there, right? Mike Evans, you're not going to flip out. You're going to say he's a good name, but he was a good name, 7 years ago. He's old now, right? Kirk Cousins, like, okay, yeah, backup quarterback, right? Like there's no big name out there that's going to make you like just jump up and down for joy. The corners that are getting released from Washington and the likes, you weren't ever pounding the table for those kind of guys. So do I think the Niners signed some people in free agency? Yes. Do I think they signed some players that we grow to love throughout the regular season? Yes, I do. I really do. But I don't think that when free agency starts and week 1 is over or week 2 is over, or we're going to be sitting around saying, high-fiving each other, like, yo, we won free agency, bro. Like, we did that. Like, we bodied it. I just don't think that's going to be the case. All right, this is going to be the last one. It's supposed to be a 15-minute show. So here we go. DJ Malone's in the building. Says, good evening, Mike. How are you and the family doing? We're well. What are your thoughts on Jalen Kilgore? Tony wants him, the safety from South Carolina. What do you think we'd get for trading Mac Jones? Okay, so let me go in reverse here. What do I think we would get for trading Mac Jones? At least a second. All right, again, Mac Jones stays. Mac Jones doesn't play. Mac Jones does play. It doesn't matter. Comp pick when he walks is going to be at least it's going to be a 3rd-round pick. You can't take anything less than a second, period. All right. As far as Jalen Kilgore, I think I haven't heard Tony really talk about him, but if I had to guess, this kid was a ball hawk a couple seasons ago. Not the last season, but the season before that. He was everywhere the ball was. And so I imagine that's why Tony wants him. That's what we're lacking from this secondary, right? We don't need coverage guys. We have a bunch of slow guys out there that can't get downfield and break the passes up. We need someone that's going to turn the ball over. We need someone that's going to get their hands on a couple of passes and bring them in for us, not just knock them to the ground. Not someone that's going to get a bunch of holding calls and penalties. So that's probably why Tony likes this guy. Me personally, I don't know if it's the South Carolina thing. This guy looks like he's built like Debo. Like I feel like he's like a 6'1", 6'2" guy, and he's kind of like solid. I don't know. He looks like a more of a linebacker than a safety to me. So I don't know. I'm not against him. I don't have anything bad to say about the player. Right? So I'm just talking about how he looks to me. Good guy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we'll see. Here, let me try to go one more here. Is there any chance we can get Nick on some of the draft shows? I don't know. If Nick wants to come on, he can feel free to shoot me a text. He can come on. We had him on a couple of months ago, maybe. I don't know. Maybe a couple of months ago. There's, like I told you guys a long time ago, I have no animosity towards Nick. What happened in the past is in the past. Nick has moved on and married, and the show keeps going. So, you know what I'm saying? Ali has a good one here, and I am not going to answer it, but Ali, type this one in tomorrow, and I will get to you, bro. He says, give me your free 49ers free agency predictions. Who do we sign? And if we make a trade for someone, at least 3 players. I love this. It would take some time for me to think about that, and I don't have that this evening. I like that I didn't get a chance to get to all of your questions, because that tells me that you guys are watching, you guys are here. So I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Party horn for you. All right, keep them coming, man, and load them up for the next show. All right, I appreciate you guys. We're going to talk soon. Prepare for glory, anticipate pain, but always remain faithful. Peace.
We all gas, no brakes, pumped up, no fakes. We spinning, we winning, we high stakes. We never miss, we all makes. Look at us dudes trying to prove, bringing you news with nothing to lose. Mike, Nick, Tony, Wayne, Method Man, we bring the pain. Hey, see, I'ma confess it. We under the pressure. If you looking to find us, them nothing but 9